do this. Ba 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 da da. Ra da 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 da. Okay. I guess while I'm waiting for that, I really should do the starting soon thing and then like have it set up and like have it bring it back up once the ads are over and whatnot. Now I'm starting to understand why the starting soon works, so I may have to add that as a scene. I haven't used the me and chat other overlay in a while. I initially had that as like my starting one, but for some games like this, I prefer to have that not like that. Same thing for other games, but I don't know. I want to try something. Let me see. That's it. That's just actual Minecraft hearts. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure that out. Yeah, I'm gonna have to like find something like really interesting. Anyway, um, all right, this part. All right, so welcome back to Cobblemon. Let me just sleep real quick. I've been sitting here for a while. Um, we've done quite a bit off stream. So, as you can see, I've got a bit of netherite for my helmet and chest plate. I know that we have netherite, but the netherite that's there was found by Darkslayer, so I didn't want to just take it for myself. So I went out to find my own netherite, and I managed to find enough to upgrade 2 of my diamond gear. And I'm not gonna lie, like the gold looks like it's a bit too much on here, but it's all right. I might consider changing to a green instead, but we'll have to see how that looks. How that looks. Um, I've Before I get into what we did off stream, on stream, last time we hung out together with Darkslayer and Pandora. We did a little bit of exploring and whatnot, leveling up our Pokemon and whatever. We were searching a hills biome for Cleffas. We to get Cleffables, since Clefairies and Cleffables can learn the move Metronome naturally, and I didn't think we would be able to find enough Munchlax or Snorlax to do it with them. So we had to do it with Cleffables. Um, we managed to find enough to get all 3 of us 3 Cleffables. And luckily, we were able to get all 3 of them. So the goal was because we wanted to be able to do something called metronome battles, where you battle each other using only metronome. So basically a battle where you have use a random move every turn. Now, of course, we actually ended that stream late, relatively late. So we did one metronome battle and then Darkslayer crashed. So we just ended stream after that. Since the stream was already ended pretty late anyway. But the idea was we were wanted to do metronome battles, and we did a bunch of them off stream as well, and it was really fun. After that though, off stream, so I figured out, since last time we streamed it and played and battled each other, I found out that it doesn't matter what level our Pokemon are unless we're doing like an anything goes battle. If we did that, then our Pokemon's levels would be whatever they are. However, you're given 3 more options where you can battle with them all at level 5, level 50, and level 100. Which I think is really nice, especially if you want to battle with each other, but your Pokemon are under level. Your Pokemon or someone else's Pokemon are under leveled or over leveled for each other. Which means that technically speaking, all I need to do is get the correct Pokemon and just have them in the PC ready to switch out when I need them. So, now I have my party is now just all of my favorite Pokemon, or all of my Pokemon that I like the most. So I've got Goodra, Garganacl, Tinkaton, Frostlass, Annihilate, and Golurk. Now, normally Golurk would be on the top because he is my top favorite Pokemon in the game, in the entirety of the game. Like, I really love Golurk. I think Golurk is awesome. But I had them switched because Goodra, because I was trying to level up Goodra. And this isn't Hisuian Goodra, this is regular Goodra. So the reason I got Goodra is because I actually really like Goodra as well. I think it's really cute. I think it's really cool, and I just really like it. I really like the Pokemon. I think it's really cool and cute and adorable. And I also like how it's a very lovable Pokemon, despite being a pseudo legendary. um, which in a way makes sense, right? I mean, some pseudo legendaries are friendly. Like this is one of the only ones that I would believe is super friendly, not just normally. I've got a body armor drink here that I'm finishing. Don't worry about it. But I actually got the Goodra off stream, because all the Goomies that I had were Hisuian Goomies, and I didn't want to use Hisuian Goodra. While Hisuian Goodra is pretty strong, and I think is stronger than regular Goodra, I wanted to have regular Goodra because I liked regular Goodra better. Hisuian Goodra is cool too, and I may also get Hisuian Goodra too, but I just like regular Goodra better. It actually took me a good while to get regular Goodra because I had to go to a swamp first thing. Second, I had to wait till it's raining. Third, and the third thing is I'd either have to wait for it to spawn on land somewhere, because it's an ultra rare spawn, so it's gonna be very incredibly hard to find. I think it's ultra rare, if not then rare, but either way. Um, there's also a chance for me to fish it up as well. It also spawns in slime chunks too. Slime chunks is another area where it spawns. That's another factor that you have to. That's another thing that you have to factor in is slime chunk. It spawns more often in slime chunks. So I had to find a chunk in. I searched through during the night to try and see where slimes were spawning in the swamp, because if they're spawning, and I turned chunk borders on so I could see where the chunks. So wherever slimes were spawning, that chunk is a slime chunk, and I had to use that. So basically what I did, instead of waiting for it to spawn on land, I used a fishing rod. And I also used, since I know one of the main things about Gumi is that its special defense is one of its highest stats, I used berries. I used Greppa berries, which increase the chance of getting Pokemon with their highest stat being special defense. And for a while it was actually working really well. All I was getting when I was fishing in the swamp, all I was getting was Dupiter and Araquanid, which so I assume they have good special defense as well. So I even was fishing when it wasn't raining, but eventually I finally got one. which is the one that I have right now. They also just recently updated the mod pack, so they added 8 new Pokemon. They updated some animations for for a couple Pokemon. And they also just did a lot of stuff for it. Now, technically, I'm just gonna flat out say this. Annihilate is not necessarily my favorite Pokemon, or one of my favorite Pokemon. It's one of the ones that I like, but there weren't that many What I'm trying to say is there aren't that many Pokemon that I like as well as these ones. Golurk, Frostlass, Tinkaton, Garganacl, Gudra. So Annihilate just kind of just fell into my party a bit. So it's kind of just like whatever. But either way, there aren't really that many Pokemon that I like a lot. Like Eevee would technically Eevee would be here, but Eevee is just not a very strong Pokemon. So having Eevee on my main team, while nice, wouldn't be the best choice. It would be the weakest Pokemon on my team. Because its base stats are not great. Like by itself, its base stats are not great. The only way that Eevee would be on my party is if it was shiny. And if it was shiny, then the only reason it would be there is just to be my buddy, right? It would be my buddy, essentially. It wouldn't be battling, it would just be my buddy. So if I'm battling, I'll probably go ahead and grab Annihilate, because Annihilate is one of the only other Pokemon that I would use. Okay, that's done. Alright. But yeah, that's kind of how Annihilate is here. I do like Annihilate, and I think it's a pretty strong Pokemon. So, like, fighting in Ghost, I think, is pretty decent. But anyway, I'm out. But yeah, so all of my Pokemon in my party are my favorite Pokemon, because I realize that all of the Pokemon that I have in my team switch here are all just Pokemon that I mean, they're all Pokemon that I like as well, but they're also Pokemon that I will use in battles. Currently, these are my highest level Pokemon, being at level 70. And I also kind of feel bad for Greninja, since he was my first Pokemon, and I just didn't touch him for the longest time ever. Yeah, like I said, I kind of feel bad for him a little bit. Annihilate is also here, but yeah, like I said, he's here for a reason. So I think I finally got this Basculin, and the idea is I'm gonna turn it into a Basculegion. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch out Annihilate real quick. Just real quick. And then we're going to use Basculin. So unfortunately, we don't have a different move yet. So we're going to need to work on that. So let me just see what we got. So looking at this, its speed is definitely really good. Its attack is extremely good too. Unfortunately, a lot of its physical attack is great, but its special attack isn't as great either. Its special defense isn't very good. I think what I'm gonna do is I need to get a mint for it. Let me see what mint would be good for it. So I need to look at this stat-wise. So more than likely, I'm probably just going to do attack and special attack as per normal, because normally that's how it usually ends up going. I just use an adamant mint. So we'll just like do that, see how that goes. So his attack is heightened, his special attack is lowered, and now his defense and special defense are back to normal, and its speed is at 90. It's still its fastest one, so I'm not too worried. But yeah, its physical attack is really good. I need to keep takedown. Soak won't do much, especially considering certain things. I don't have there aren't any good status moves. We have Tail Whip, Flail, Scary Face, and Soak. But Soak isn't going to do much because, yeah, you turned it into a water type, but why would you do that? Like, none of the Pokemon I have can do super effective damage against a water type. That's the thing. None of them can do that. I'll also go over something else in a moment. I need to head down to... I need to head down to this area, this other area. I'm probably not, more than likely, I'm not going to work on this today because I don't have all of the resources, or at least I don't necessarily have all the resources. So this was like a while ago. Hello. You're a new color. I'm surprised I haven't seen a pink one. So So a couple streams ago, you probably saw me do this one thing over here where I dug out this tunnel, this big tunnel. I've expanded on it completely. So now there's an entire area down here. I have filled it with torches because mobs kept spawning constantly down here. I had to torch it up. So yeah, originally we just had this tunnel. Then I actually did this today off stream, this morning. I dug out this entire room here. So this is going to be where a pool. It's basically just going to be a pool where you can send out your Pokemon and whatnot, and then you'll be able to come out this way, out that way. It is a bit off. It is actually going to be 1 block taller, the floor, which I just realized I've definitely screwed up. I'm gonna have to do 1 block taller for the hallway. And this room. Yeah, I definitely screwed up a bit. I'm not gonna spend... I'll probably do that today. I'll probably do that today where I'll fix this because I've obviously screwed it up. I'll keep the floor in the thing down here in so that I can build you know, fill in the floor later so I don't have to do it. So I don't have to build anything there. But other than that, it's mostly okay. The water is just a little bit higher because I keep accidentally misjudging things. But yeah, so we have this pool area where where you do your water mounts and whatnot go out that way. You could also technically use air mounts through here too if you're able to hug it tightly enough. But anyway, so there are two so like as you can see on the map here, this is the waterway, the pool, then we have the walkways on the side of the pool, and then you have two tunnels which both lead to the same area. Back here, which is where like the laboratory sort of thing is gonna be. Yeah, this is where the laboratory thing will be. So that's gonna happen. But I will have to do some work on this. So I think I'll do the work for that later. I want to try to get Basculin to evolve into Basculegion first. So we are gonna go do that. And there's an Onyx here. That's just crazy. I don't know how it knows Dragon's Breath, but oh, you know what? I think Onyx just knows it, right? So the way you evolve Basculin to Basculegion is by using moves, taking almost 300 damage in terms of in recoil damage in order to without fainting, because if it you have to do it without fainting. So if it faints, you have to restart entirely. The best way I've done it is I've just used how do you oh, okay. But yeah, it's gonna take a while, especially since using takedown takes a using takedown a bunch of times may take a while. Yeah. All I have to do is just heal multiple times, so I'm not too worried. The main problem here is that he doesn't have Wave Crash, and he doesn't learn it until way later, so it's gonna take a bit. Sorry, someone is just trying to open the door or something. Anyway, I may try to use takedown on larger enemies to try to take more recoil damage. Okay, I took 8 recoil damage. Like, it's gonna take a while. And then I'm gonna switch. Oh, thanks for healing me? Anyway, I also have like I also have a bunch of EXP shares on them, on everyone except Basculin, apparently. I may put on the silk scarf on him so that he does more damage with it. Rattled. I get scared when hit by dark, ghost, or bug type poke attack or intimidated, which boosts its speed stat. Oh, interesting. So if intimidated, so by the move intimidate, and or if it's, I don't know, if it's what was it? Or if it takes damage from bug, ghost, or dark. Which it actually are, though all of them are super effective against ghost type, which it eventually becomes. It becomes faster. So if there's a, so it like buffs its speed. Which is pretty decent. It's not terrible. It's definitely an interesting move. Yeah, I should probably put a silk scarf on. I need to put a silk scarf on Basculin, because if I do more damage, would that mean I take more recoil damage? Right? That's my logic behind this. I would take more recoil damage. Now, unfortunately, normal type moves aren't super effective against anything. They have are weaknesses and neutral. They have weaknesses, resistances, and neutrals, and that's it. I mean, when I say resistances, I mean there are some typings out there that resist it. So that resist normal. So it may be a while. Oh yeah, I took a lot more recoil damage. I mean, it was almost level 30, but still. Missed. Okay, well. I wish for certain requirements it would tell you like, oh yeah, you're close. Oh yeah. That's you are this amount of points away from leveling up or evolving this Pokemon. For Pokemon with specific things. By the way, how do we evolve Inkay into Malamar in here? Because the way you do that in the game is different. That is different. It's like very different. I never had to do that when playing ZA because Malamar just naturally spawns in. But in Legends ZA, Malamar and Inkay both spawn naturally, so I didn't have to worry too much about it. But still. Sometimes I forget that we have something like that. Oh, didn't take that much recoil. I mean, it's not too difficult. The amount of damage you have to take is part of how hard it is to actually do it. Damn, it only took one day. Oh, it is level 40, so I guess that's fair enough. Okay. We had to have taken at least, like, a little more than 100 damage so far. I'm just, honestly, like, you can't, because you can't really calculate it. You kind of have to just wing it and hope that you get it right. There's a pumpkaboo. You a small pumpkaboo. Small size and super size. Apparently, I found a super size one somewhere. I think I believe the only reason pumpkaboos spawn is because we have pumpkins growing. That's my main reasoning for it. Oh, rabbit's foot. Don't mind if I do. Missed. Okay. Luckily, confusion is one of the moves that goes away as soon as you switch out. Or one of the effects that go away as soon as you switch out is what I mean. At the very least, I am at least doing like 80 health or so every time, almost every time. Not almost every time. It would. No, wait, no. Ghost isn't weak to bug. Dark is weak. Dark types are weak to bug. No, you're not stuck. You're just over here. Alright. Let's go heal now. Okay, now we're gonna go heal. Oh, he can evolve now. Okay, that's actually really good. That didn't take too long. Now, the real question is, I know he's gonna be big, but the question is, what color is he gonna be? Is he gonna be the same whitish blue color, or he's gonna be red? At least that's what it looks like on the thing. It says he's gonna be red. I know this guy's big. At some point, we're gonna be able to ride him. Dude, I really like the red one. I think the red one's super cool. Unfortunately, you can't ride Basculegion, but it's whatever. It's fine. It don't matter that much. But hey, we got Basculegion, so that's good. Ghost water type. Actually, I should probably change up its move set. So while we're here. Ooh, Phantom Force, physical move. We'll probably do this. Probably not takedown anymore, because like takedown won't do much here. And look at its stats. Like, yeah, its attack is pretty high. Its speed actually got lower, surprisingly. Its speed actually went lower. That's fine, though. I don't mind it that much. I do want to change up this, though. Takedown. Probably do headbutt instead. Oh, he has two of these. I do think it would be beneficial to have a move that does a special effect. This one has a chance to make the target flinch, and this one has a chance to lower the target's defense stat once. But that's about it. That one's pretty good. We need another... I need to get another physical water type move, because I don't know what else. What other physical moves it could use. Was Scary Face. User frightens the target with a scary face to harshly lower its speed stat. This could be good, because in general, I think Basculegion's supposed to be faster, right? Supposed to be. Oh, Swift Swim. Boost the Pokemon speed stat in rain. Oh, okay. So then we would want to have... Rain Dance, right? It only works for 5 turns, though. That only, although Rain Dance, that would work with Basculegion is cool, but I don't really think he's my favorite. I guess I could keep him on my team for a while. Rain Dance doesn't really do anything for me, though. Especially not for this guy. Although Scary Face would be good because lowering the opponent's speed is really good, too. Anyway, I'm gonna do that. I'm actually going to take that from you. Switch you out for Basculegion. We'll keep Basculegion on the party for now. But that's only because I want to level him up and you know, allow him to use or do the stuff that he needs to, right? He's not super strong right now. So it's only good to have him do what I need him to, so. Alrighty. Yeah, Basculegion isn't my favorite Pokemon, but it is pretty cool. But it is really cool. And the fact that it's ghost type is cool too. Put those away. Okay. Anyway, yeah, I need to fix up the thing down there because I messed up big time when trying to do stuff with it. I messed up pretty badly. I need to put all this stuff away, and then I'm gonna go and fix the thing down there. I'm not gonna like do a full-on thing building it up and whatnot because it's gonna take a while. And I'm not gonna be streaming for too incredibly long. I'm only gonna really be streaming for about a couple hours at most, so. Okay, yeah, that still does it. I don't know why it does that. Is there a way I can close it? So, like, it's favorite recipes to, like, help with building certain things, right? So you don't have to scroll through and find everything. Okay. Yeah, I also found a couple of pickaxes and a diamond sword while out there too. Found a lot more gold, that's for sure. I also am sorting these a little bit differently than I had them before. So I basically have the blocks at the end. So like if there's so much in the here that there needs to be blocks added, we'll do that. Which is why the gold is like this. And a lot of these things are like this. We don't have that much emeralds. We actually need to get more emeralds. So we need to sell more stuff. So I'm gonna take a look at, I need to take a look at the cobblestone and stone chests. I don't think it'll matter that much, but I do want to check to see how much storage we have of them. Because we have a lot of stone and cobblestone after mining up all that stuff. And I may do a mix of both. But yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go down here. I'm gonna, not in this cave. Well, I'm gonna go into this cave and then I'm gonna come back out and act like I didn't just jump down a giant hole. Like an idiot. Oh, and I also found a shiny Budu while I was messing around with stuff too. That was cool. So now I have a shiny that's like pretty much the same as Pandora's. So that's cool. Yeah, like I said, this is gonna be 1 block higher. I just messed this up. Alright, so we have my regular one and my Silk Touch one. So I think I'm just gonna use my regular one for now. I'll probably just go until I'll probably just do it in between. So like I'll mine until I get 3 full stacks of cobblestone. And then we'll switch to the Silk Touch pickaxe. We'll just switch in between the pickaxes. But yeah. One thing I do want to try and do at some point is stream Pokemon. Now, obviously, I don't have like the capabilities of doing stuff like that right now because we need like a capture card and whatnot. We need a bunch of stuff for that. So once we are able to get the things for that, I would very much like to start doing that. I just think it would be really cool to be able to stream Pokemon. Unfortunately, though, I have already I have already played through pretty much all of Legends ZA, so I can't just, like, replay it unless I made another account for it, but I don't know if I would be allowed to do that kind of thing. I could buy another Pokemon game and just keep that until I can play it on stream or something, which would be something I could do. I don't know. I also have a DS. I don't know if it'd be possible to stream on the DS. I'll have to check it out. It may just be the 3DS that I can stream on, but I do want to see if I can stream that too, because I have 2 games of Sun and Moon, or 2 versions of Sun and Moon that I haven't played yet, or haven't fully played through yet. So I want to try and do that at some point. And there's also Omega Ruby. I've played it through already, but I played through it when I was a lot younger. So I want to try and play that one. Or try and replay that one. I may like look through it a bit to see what I did. Or what I have and whatnot. But either way, I want to actually restart it and play again from the beginning. And, and actually play better. Because obviously I was a lot younger and I didn't know how to do much stuff back then. To be honest, I'm surprised I was even able to beat the game back then. I'm pretty sure I did back then. I'm pretty sure I did when I got it. I played that thing non-stop and ended up beating the game. Because the funny thing is we actually found Omega Ruby, the Omega Ruby game at a yard sale. Someone was selling it, and it wasn't even used either. It was still it still had its plastic wrap around it, as if they just bought it, and it never got used. It never got touched once. So obviously I was just kind of like, I was pretty psyched about it when we bought it as well, because I actually like had a Nintendo game that I could play, and a good one at that too. Because I knew about Pokemon. I knew how popular it was. I watched a lot of the Pokemon show of the Pokemon anime back then too. I haven't watched any of the new stuff in that much either. I think that would be a cool thing to do, is to go back and watch some of that. I think that would be an interesting idea. Not watching it on stream though, because I'm pretty sure I would probably get like copyrighted and whatnot for trying to do that. I would have to like do some like heavy edit, like not heavy, super heavy editing or anything, but like I had to do some. If I were to watch that on stream, it would have to be different. Oh yeah, I'm trying to do this. If you couldn't already tell, I've been getting a lot into Pokemon recently. So I've just been doing Pokemon stuff. I've been talking about Pokemon stuff. I started playing Pokemon Go again. And by that I've actually started like a brand new account instead of finding my old one. Cause honestly, I kind of just felt like I needed a reset. You know what I mean? It kind of just felt like I needed to reset. And that's what I did. I kind of just reset all my progress in it. And I'm glad I did. because I'm having quite a bit of fun on it too. All right, okay, all the ceiling stuff has been finished. I will have to dig up one more for the actual ceiling to, you know, like build the actual ceiling. I don't know how the floor is gonna look. Oh, hi, Earthworm. You just spawned in, I know that much. Um, the thing we're going to do for this, though, is we're going to make a... We're going to make 2 water elevators. So that one's going to be... That one's is going to be for going down. That one's going to be for going up. And they both are on the inside of the pillars of the landing pad. Yeah, they both are on the inside of the pillars of the landing pad, so I'm going to have to figure out a way to get this to work. I need to figure out a way to get this to work properly without it being, like, awful, I guess. I don't know. Because I know, like, carpet, I think, has collision. You know, it's trying to fight me now. Because I hit it. It's immune. Wait, why is it immune? Okay, at least fighting is super effective. I didn't see what... I think I've caught an earthworm before. I need to check to see. Check the Pokedex. It's a steel type. Oh, wait, does it have an ability that makes it immune to ground? Earth Eater. If hit by a ground type move, the Pokemon has its HP restored instead of taking damage. I see. That's actually really good. Sandveil boosts the Pokemon's evasiveness in a sandstorm. Yeah, Earth Eater is actually really good because ground types is one of the... ground type moves are one of steel type's weaknesses. Earthworm is a steel type, so I thought ground type moves would work, but that's one of it. It's Earth Eater is actually its signature, one of its signature abilities. So it's basically completely immune to ground with the Earth Eater, but it can still be dealt super effective damage from fire and fighting. Also, the plan is to make that area down there like a makeshift lab or something. Maybe you will have... Oh yeah, another thing I wanted to do was get a villager up here at some point. I'll have to do that off stream or something though, because I can't really do much about it. But if I want to make add a villager somewhere here, I would probably put like a small house up here somewhere, just a small house up here for the villager, and then the villager would be able to go down there and use the thing. Because although then again, we have the composter there. I'd have to break the composter before that so it could go in here and interact with the healer machine. I don't remember when Basculegion learns Wave Crash. Because right now it has a lot of moves that are very bad. Aqua Jet just isn't very strong. Also, Aqua Jet does 40 damage, not 30. I thought it did 30, but it does 40. So, I mean, with the stab bonus, it does 20. It does an extra 20 damage. But that's just as good as base water pulse. So it's with like the only thing being, oh yeah, it attacks faster. But it's like it's not even worth it because I'm pretty sure Basculegion is meant to be really a fast Pokemon anyway. Speaking of which, I may actually do this real quick. Let me look up. Let me look up Basculegion. Oh, I see. Okay. So Basculegion is actually works a bit differently. It actually works a bit differently. So instead of being a speedy Pokemon, it becomes a tanky Pokemon. Somewhat tanky. It's not super tanky, but it becomes a tanky Pokemon with a lot of attack. So Basculin has high speed and high attack. Basculegion has high attack, high HP. Oh, wait. There's a female version and male version difference. Females have high special attack, so have a higher special attack than attack. So if I had a female one, that would have been better. But I didn't get a female one, I got a male one. So I do more attack, physical attack than that. Its other stats stay the same. Speed is meh. Special defense is meh. Defense is meh. But it gains more points in special attack if it's female. Which is pretty interesting, not gonna lie. So I'm gonna have to find a female Basculin or Hisuian Basculin. I'm gonna have to find a female Hisuian Basculin. So that way I don't just have a male one. I think the female one would generally be better. I wonder, is male are which ones are considered better, the males or the females? The males can do way more physical damage, but there aren't that many physical moves that Basculegion could use and have stab. Um, but female Basculegion does have a weaker attack stat, but its attack stat is still somewhat high. I need to get what is that? What is that one thing? All right. But yeah, I am planning on. Okay, I'm being attacked. Um, I want to see if I can find a female Basculin. More specifically, the Hisuian version. I know they spawn in rivers. So I'm just going to check in the rivers until I find one. That's a Poliwhirl. I don't know why I'm swimming through the river when I could be using a boat. That's probably what I should be doing. This is an ocean, so basculin won't spawn. I think basculins spawn in rivers, so it's much easier to find them in here. I just have to keep searching around until I find a basculin that's the right type. I believe Hisuian basculin is actually much rarer than regular basculin are. So I'm just gonna have to hope I find it. It specifically has to be the white striped basculin. Specifically the white striped one. It can't be regular basculin, it has to be a different one. I want to get both variants just so I can see how good the difference actually is. I do like the male-female difference. I do want to check to see if the actually, yeah, I'm gonna check that right now. Actually, so yeah, red striped form has high attack, high speed. Blue striped form also has the same. Is there anything different? No, it's just the same. And then white striped is also the exact same. Oh, well, there goes my boat. So yeah, regular basculin is not good, isn't that great, so we gotta find another white striped one and hope that it has better stuff. Alright, I'll check this basculin out over here real quick and then we'll move on. Yeah, it's just a red striped one. Where's my boat? It threw it at my boat, didn't it? Yep, there's my boat. I definitely should try to see if I could get Jashir back on the server at some point. He hasn't been on in a while, and we've been doing a lot of stuff on it. Maybe get Shadow here too at some point too. I'm not sure what I'm gonna be doing tomorrow. We'll have to talk about it later. I'll have to think about it later. But right now I just don't know. Alright, well, time to search for basculin. Finding red and blue striped basculin is pretty easy. Finding the white striped ones are harder. I did actually find one while I was fishing. Not from fishing necessarily, but I did find one while I was fishing. It just spawned in the river while I was looking for it. Or while I was trying to fish for it, to be more exact. Oh, this is considered a stony shore, not a river. Just normal red basculin. Blue one. Okay. Okay, well that goes into the frozen ocean, and basculin, last time I checked, basculin don't spawn there, so I'm just gonna continue searching the river. I got bumped by fish. Alright. Didn't even notice these basculin. Or that basculin. I do like when they add just small little updates throughout the year as well for Cobblemon. It's not completely similar to Mojang releasing updates every now and then now. It's more so like just itty bitty updates, super tiny updates, which help and change the game as or the mod as it goes on. I do like it. Do like that they're updating like animations, models, and sometimes adding a few new Pokemon to the game as well. I would really like them to add animation for for the majority of the Pokemon. I mean, I know they're just doing whatever they can for whatever Pokemon they do. I wonder how they do that. How do they decide which Pokemon to update? Are they just like, "Oh yeah, like, oh yeah, this guy hasn't gotten an update in a while. Oh yeah, I like this Pokemon. People like this Pokemon. Let's do this. Let's update this one." One day we'll get the Bisharp line or the Poniard line. I think wants one of the Pokemon that Darkslayer wants to add to his his Steel team is indeed is the only Steel and Dark type that exists, I'm pretty sure, being the Poniard, Bisharp, and King Gambit, which I'm actually not sure which one. I think that one's definitely a bit rough. Poniard into Bisharp is easy because it's just a level up evolution, albeit a very difficult one, being above level 50, but it, but a level up evolution nonetheless. Anyway, the idea, but I believe Bisharp into King Gambit is where it gets a little more difficult. Because the main reason for that is just simply because it would be a bit difficult, because how would you do Bisharp into King Gambit? Because it's not a level up evolution. The way you get King Gambit is by battling is with Bisharp, using only Bisharp, battle other Bisharp that are holding leader crests, which to be more specific, it's basically Bisharp that are in charge of a group of Poniard, which is how that works. And basically every Bisharp that's leading a group of Poniard has a leader crest. You have to defeat 3 of them, and you have to defeat 3 Bisharp holding leaders crests. And then Bisharp can then evolve into King Gambit. So that will probably be a little bit interesting on how they figure out how to make that work. Especially since, it's a little bit difficult. I would say it's pretty difficult. I thought there was a second one. Oh no, there is a second one. It's just this way. But yeah, so my idea for it's like it's like 2 different types of Bisharp. It's probably 2 different types of Bisharp. Regular Bisharp that can spawn by itself, and Bisharp that can spawn within a group of Poniard. So basically, it'd be like pillagers. So the Poniard So a singular Bisharp. It'll be a special Bisharp that has a leader's crest that it's holding. It would be a group of Poniard with a singular Bisharp holding a leader's crest in its held spot. Because I know Pokemon can. I'm pretty sure Pokemon can spawn or appear with items as well. So it'd be like pillagers, where it'd be like pillager patrol units, where it's just a singular Poniard. No, not a singular Bisharp surrounded by Poniard that would just wander around in an area. It would probably have to be like maybe a habitat like area, right? Like maybe what they're seem to be doing right now with habitats and whatnot. Anyway, my idea is to have it similar to pillager patrols, where they just spawn randomly, but not super randomly. Like they'd spawn in specific areas, obviously. Because if they didn't spawn, like if they could spawn anywhere, that would make it a bit harder to find them, I would assume. And with the Bisharp, if you manage to defeat three Bisharp that are holding leader's crests with the Bisharp, then you will be able to evolve your Bisharp into King Gambit. Or you could do it, or they could do it this way instead, where it'd be similar to Gimme Ghoul, where you just have to find three leaders crests, give it to Bisharp, and then he can evolve into King Gambit. Because like the way it works in Cobblemon, or in Cobblemon would be in the actual game, and how it works in Cobblemon is different. Especially considering you technically can't do some of the stuff like that. Stranger Things is out now. Yes, I know. We'll be doing that Friday. But yeah, like I said, or not like I said, but at some point I would like to see how that would work. Hello, Zorua. I don't. Oh, I think someone wanted you. Also, they need to add the XP gaining on Pokemon, on catching Pokemon, because that's an old thing. I don't know why that's like a really old thing where you didn't gain experience unless you actually defeated the Pokemon. Which, by the way, sucks. I don't think that's a good. That's not good. Oh yeah, I have a lot of these. I have a lot of these Magikarp. I think the plan is to get them all to level 20, and we're gonna see how they all are, right? put you there. Because now I have Hisuian Zorua and regular Zorua. Also, I need to look through my Magikarp because I have a lot of them. I have a lot of them, and some of them may be exactly the same. So I need to gather the ones that look similar together. Let me see how these two look. Yeah, they're the exact same. Okay, so that one's gone. Now it's these two. I think these two are also the exact same. Yeah, they are. They're both level 12. So they're both level 12, so let me just check their IVs. Okay, I don't know which one's better. I guess we'll just release that one, I guess. So the idea is I want to get no duplicates. I want no duplicate Pokemon. I think these two are different, but I'll put them out here just in case. Okay, yeah, they are slightly different. That one's a bit of a brighter pink, while also having some more white spots. So this one they're both actually different. They are both different. But yeah, the idea is that we're gonna be, at some point, I'm gonna take all of these Magikarp. I don't know if these are all of the possible Magikarp you can get, but yeah, the idea is that's what we're going to do. I want to get Wave Crash for Basculegion so I can replace the Aqua Jet. And that's going to be it for that one, I think. But the chances of doing that are going to be slim. So yeah, we have a crap ton of Magikarp that we're going to evolve into. I plan on evolving all of them into Gyarados, or leveling them all up to get them, to have them so they're able to evolve into Gyarados. So 2 of them are actually at level 20 already. So we'll probably, I think what I'll do is I'll put them in order of how close they are to evolving. So these 2 are already level 20. 19, 18, 17, 16, 13, 12, 11, 9, 6, 4, 3, 2. Which is all fine. They're all fine. I don't know if there's any that I'm missing, but these are all the ones that I've captured so far. Every single one of them has a different pattern. Now, as for this Gyarados, I know this one also has a different pattern. I don't know which pattern this is, though. I may already have it. But either way, this one is staying with me. All these Magikarp, I'm probably going to make a separate tab for, actually. So like we'll call it Magikarp, and then we'll just oh boy, yeah, it's gonna take a while. Oh, you can use the arrow keys. That would have been much easier, actually. Oh, the Budu is asleep. I think I do want to evolve both of these at some point. Just to see what their evolved forms look like. Oh, I got a lot of Squirtles. I caught them all while fishing, by the way, which is very interesting. I caught all of these while fishing, and I think I was using the special defense berries too to try to catch him. So I guess that makes sense in that way. So I need to fix that. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that. It's been that way for too long now. I just need one cherry log. That's all I need. The problem is, when you when you strip the log, you don't get the bark back. You don't get like the bark for it back. So you're just forced to, if you accidentally do it, you just have to strip everything else, or you have to replace it, which I have to do which I had to do for that because you can't you don't get bark from it and you can't just put it back on it. I feel like that would be another feature that they should do is make it so you can put the bark back on it or something like that. Something like that. Not like exactly the way I said it, but you know. Just something that would make our lives easier. So that way we don't have to completely replace it every time or turn all of the turn all of the logs into stripped logs. Also, I really like, completely unrelated, I really like how they updated Cottony, because the older version, I'm not quite sure how the older version looked that much, but the older version definitely looked a lot worse than that, for sure. And I think I saw Whimsicott next to it too, but that was about it. I think we have every single type of stone in here. Every single type of evolution stone in this chest. The most of the stones we have is the sunstone. I think the only reason we have so much of it is because a lot of the biomes in the game or in the Cobblemon have sunstone ores. The Badlands and the desert, I think mainly Badlands, but the Sunflower Plains makes sense because, you know, sunstone, sunflower plains. And I think you can just find the sunstone anywhere. I also found a bit of shiny stones every now and then, but there weren't that much. Old amber, I want to try and do that as well. The armor fossil is another one I want to do, and the root fossil too. So I think on stream, I think we should do the old amber, the armor fossil, old amber fossil, and the root fossil. I know what these get me. Like, I know which ones these get me, so I shouldn't be too worried. But yeah, so armor fossil, old amber, root fossil. I know what Pokemon these are too. I think this one's Shieldgon or Shieldgon or whatever it's called. Shieldon? I think maybe it's Shieldon. I think it's Shieldon. This one is Aerodactyl. And this one is Lileep. That's another thing. Back then, I thought Lileep, like I kept mixing up Lileep and Mareep because I thought they were, in a way, I thought they were similar Pokemon, right? But you can probably see how I could mix that up. Because it is pretty interesting. Oh yeah, I forgot that we can just craft these now, right? So you need honeycomb and skulk to make one of these. Can you make regular rare candy? No, you can only find it. So to make one of these, you need one skulk and one honeycomb, and you make one XP candy extra small. Then to make an XP candy S or small, you need 6 EXP candy extra small. To make a medium one, you need 3 XP candy S or XP candy small. To make an XP candy large, you need 3 XP candy mediums. And to make an XP candy extra large, you need 3 XP candy Ls. Now, we can make these since we have a lot of skulk. And I specifically remember getting a bunch of it. Hey, Drifloon, how you doing? And plus, it's farmable because all you need is a skulk catalyst somewhere. And then, yeah, all you need is a skulk catalyst somewhere. And you can just farm skulk that way. We do have a crap ton of skulk here. Like, we do have a crap ton of skulk here, so we can make a lot of XP candies. And because of the honey farm, we can farm both honey and honeycomb, which I don't know where this came from. Can you turn this back? No, you cannot. Yeah, you can't. You can get it from trial chambers? Wait, what? Oh, you can get them in chests. Okay. We should try and do these trial chambers at some point, because I've seen a lot of them before. I do also wanna do these and make like another area where it's just actual like bee farming, right? Instead of just an area you can go to. So, I mean, I could just add those in, add more bees, but I think there'd be too many bees. There's already enough as it is over here anyway, so I don't think we need to do that. Speaking of which, I am actually going to go in and make a bunch of things. I actually want to try and make XP candy, so we're going to try and do that. So if I remember correctly, you need shears. And you use the shears on full beehives to get honeycomb instead of honey. Now, if I remember correctly, you do get 3 honeycomb whenever you collect from the hives with the shears. And yeah, so yeah, next time I stream this, I'm gonna have to make sure I get enough resources to actually properly build the underground lab slash whatchamacallit. That's an interesting sound. I wonder if it's just there's too much flowers, like the sunflowers are getting in the way. Alright, well, we got 18 honeycombs. So I can try and see how many, if I can make enough stuff, right? I'll check the honeycomb that we have. We have 4 honeycombs. So for one extra small, we need 1 of these. And so that means 6 of these would make a small. Which means if we combine them all together, we can make 1 medium candy, actually. We can just make 1 medium candy and 4 extra small candies. I do think using Skulk is a little weird. I mean, well, it's not too weird. I think it's a bit odd, but it makes sense. It's odd, but it makes sense. Because, you know, Skulk contains XP. But Honeycomb is a bit odd. Is a little bit more odd. I feel like if you should use sugar instead. What am I doing? Just put them all in there. So that makes XP candy. It gives 100 XP points. Small gives 800. Oh, oh, that's interesting. Medium gives 3,000. Okay, so yeah, it is upped every time. So you do 6 of these, that's 600 in total, and then you get 200 extra XP points for this. Then you combine 3 of these, so it's 800 times 3, or 8 times 3, or 8 times 3 times 100. Either way, it's, I believe it's 2,400. That adds a total of 600 more XP to that. This one's 10,000. 3,000 plus 3,000 plus 3,000 is 9,000. That's 1,000 extra for 10,000. And then this one is 30,000, which doesn't matter that much because, I mean, it doesn't really matter that much. So there's no need to make an XP Candy XL because using 3 of these to make an XP Candy XL is worthless because you can just get the same amount of XP for using the large ones instead of the extra large. So I'd say medium and large would probably be the best ones. Because, like, at least for small, medium, and large, you get extra experience points for it. Right? Like, you get extra experience points. Okay. So we're able to make an XP Candy M, which grants 3,000 XP points. So extra small, small, and medium work really well for for Pokemon who are at lower levels. So 3,000. If I were to look 3,000, a lot of these Pokemon require more than just 3,000. Right? So, like, looking at these levels, they're pretty bad. I mean, most of these Pokemon can level up with at least 1 or 2 large candies. I mean, with the medium, you can level up this guy with 4. Level up this guy with 2. Level up this guy with 3. This guy with 3. This guy with like 5, I think. With like 5. And this guy with like 5. So I think being able to make XP candies is good, which is also why we should probably get more honey farms. Small, extra small, small, medium, large, extra large. Although I don't see a reason to get extra large, so I'm actually just going to do that. There's no reason to get extra large because extra large is just the same. Just use 3 large, it's the same as extra large, so I don't really understand the reasoning behind that. I think if they did if they just did 2 large, it would be much better. Yeah, it's 10,000 more, which is a lot, but I feel like it would be much better anyway. All right. I need to think about this. So, something I could do is just place the beehives back over, but close up here, so that way I can go there and just farm them. And then I also have the other things. All right, I got this one for 800 XP points. I'm gonna go ahead and put it away, and then I'm going to actually work on setting up the other beehives somewhere. So, yeah, this place here is just a little bit empty. I do think I'm going to put, like, some extra stuff here. I do want to cover up this hole here because it looks ugly and I just don't like it. I like the cliffiness of it, but there's just a massive chasm in here. Not a massive chasm, but it is a chasm there, and I just want to get rid of it at some point. I think I have the materials or the resources to block it up and whatnot, but I just don't want to do that right now. Yeah, Spritzy and Aromatisse are brand new. They also added Swirlix and Slurpuff too. Hey, buddy. I need to get more of these campfires. I should probably check how many campfires I have and how many beehives I have. Because I believe I have around 6 or 7 beehives. I have 7. Yeah, I have 7. Okay. 7 beehives. As for campfires, I have basically I have 5 actually. I have 5 campfires, so that's actually really good for me. But yeah, I have 5 campfires. I need to make more. But yeah, I need to make 2 more actually. So I know how to make them. The coal is gonna be elsewhere though, so that's gonna be a bit of a trouble. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then we need 2 coal, which we'll have to get up here, unfortunately. But I mean, it's where it should be anyway because we use the coal up here, so it makes sense. Initially, the storage was just all gonna be back here, behind here. But I switched it up because I didn't want, because obviously we did not have enough storage in here to contain everything that we were going to have. Especially with how much stuff we have now. Right, 2 more campfires and that's it. I need to get some more trapdoors. That should be good enough. And then we need to get the beehives. So I may place a couple more around down here. And then I might move some up here to where I might move a couple of them up here where these trees are, because I don't think anyone's gonna touch these ones. And maybe put a couple in the birch trees. But that's probably not gonna happen. Dude, the fact that these are... Holy crap. These get full really quickly. Like, I'm pretty sure I just harvested these, did I not? Anyway, I am going to place some more hives. But first I need to grab the hives because I completely forgot to grab them. I am stupid. Now, I don't know how many bees are in each one. I just know that there's at least 2 in each of them. Especially since you can't stack them. So... Okay, so what I'm gonna do... Okay. Obviously, there's gonna be a lot of bees here. But that's the plan. The plan is to have a lot of bees. Alright, well, we have 3 more hives. So, let me... I'm actually gonna... I might put them on the outside or near the outside so it looks less like that. Just put some on the outside. I mean, I can't put some on the outside over here. That's gonna be impossible. Hello, Jumpluff. You're still just stuck here, huh? Oh yeah, it is just, it isn't, it looks like it could fit in one block, but it's just stuck here. Like straight up. That sucks. That actually kind of sucks for them. And I do have some extra pink petals that I can just place. There. There we go. Shit ton of hives were just added. And by that I mean just 7. Only 7 of them were added. Alright, and then we're going to turn all of these into candies. Now, luckily we can get a decent amount of them. Since there is a deep dark underneath us, and there's also a deep dark. We also have an ancient city over there that we can teleport to at any time. But yeah, that's kind of the idea that we had with this. Alright, I guess we'll let that cook for now, and then we'll go ahead and put these berries away. Also, I'm gonna... wanted to grab the mints. I know we don't really need this many, but they're really helpful. Like, the mints are really helpful in trying to get the specific kind of nature you want for your Pokemon. They're really helpful in that regard. And we only got 15 of them. We're gonna get 39 of them, and that should allow us to get possibly... No, that would definitely get us one. Should hopefully get us an EXP Candy L, or large. Maybe just a singular one, but that's the idea. Okay, I thought I would get experience from this, but you don't get experience from it for making this, which is fine. Alright, I think we will end stream in a moment. We'll end stream after the ad break ends and after we're done with the candies. I guess in the meantime, I'll probably farm these Vivichokes. 6 XP candies small, huh? We'll make two mediums. They'll finish relatively quickly. I mean, especially considering I only made 6 of the other things. Although with all the stuff that we have, I can actually make an XP large. I'll probably do that another time though, because I don't have enough to make. I don't have enough stuff to make another I mean, even with the chance of Starfberry mutation, we still get like roughly a similar amount. Judging by this though, it seems like the tomato berries and the lepa berries seem to like this area more. So I wonder if they need a specific area. I think greppa berries seem to be okay as well. Yeah, I mean, getting XP candy is hard. It's great that we can now make it, but like getting a lot of it is pretty difficult. So unless I'm here constantly and I'm just getting honeycomb and skulk very consistently, I'm not going to be getting a lot. I mean, at the very least, I am getting XP candy, and XP candy by itself is really good. I would try to go for extra large, but there's no reason to go for extra large. I say that because there actually is no reason to do that. That's weird how the music just pauses there. But yeah, there's actually no reason to make it because it gives 30,000 experience points to any Pokemon you use it on, but the XP large gives 10,000 and you need 3 XP large to make 1 XP extra large. So conclusion, you don't need to make an extra large candy in order to do that. So unless they change the recipe slightly to make it worth it to make the extra large, then yeah. But other than that, there's basically nothing they can really do to make it worth getting the extra large. Just getting a simple large candy is good enough. Also, I'm going to put shears in here because they're going to be more useful in there. But anyway, in a way now we do have a reliable source of gaining experience without having to only use Pokemon. I will have to go into the deep dark and like grab a crap ton of stuff, right? And the skulk shit is everywhere, so I can just get as much of it as I want. Also, it is now raining, so that's great. Miro Roselia. That's something I'm gonna have to do at some point. I need to level up and evolve my shiny Pokemon, because I have 2 Pokemon that I've caught that I haven't evolved into shiny versions yet. I should probably also get a bunch of Hardy Greens and Galarica Nuts. I haven't gotten a lot of them. I don't think we really need Galarica Nuts for a bunch of stuff, though. Oh. I didn't see that we had this. Who was this? Was this for someone specific? If I remember correctly, this one's missing 1 jump, so I might try and make a Apra Juice that buffs jump. Just 1, though. We'll grab 2 Maranga. I don't think we need all of them. I just need something that buffs the jump by 1, and that's it. And then he's set. So it lowers speed. This one will increase speed. Okay, I don't want to use too much, so we're just going to do that and increase jump by 3. Is this one already fully grown? That's crazy. Okay. Alright, anyway, I think Golurk is now completely full on these rideability stats. Basque Legion at some point is going to be able to be ridden in the water, so that'd be nice. That's kind of one of the reasons why I wanted to get one for him too. Get Basque Legion is because he's one of the Pokemon you use, and I believe in the Legends Arceus you use him as your water mount, which is nice. So Golurk is my land, and Sky is for land and sky, and Basque Legion will be for water. I just need to check to make sure everything's fine. All right. It's not a thunderstorm. All right. I think I am done for today's stream. So, if anyone's still here, I appreciate you all for just hanging out, even if you weren't chatting or anything. I do appreciate you, nonetheless. We will continue to do more Cobblemon with friends. I just need to make sure to get them in whenever I do this. And I need to do this more when I'm at least with one other person, so it's not just me talking to myself and to a not so chatty chat. Anyway, we are gonna end stream here, so I'm gonna go ahead and find someone to raid. Which is the idea. That's the idea, is we're gonna find someone to raid. So it looks like someone is playing black and there's actually someone who's playing black and white version 2. I might raid them because they are a Pokemon person. We'll raid them because why not? And they're a nice person too. I gave them a follow during Toast stream as well one time. All right, they're playing Pokemon Black or White too. So yeah. And without further ado, but yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Without further ado, make sure to show them Kitsu Links some love, and we'll see you guys all next time. Bye bye.